I think shall we start?
Yeah, it's 35. Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay.
So, welcome friends. We have, we have one more round of meeting webinar of TMF, and today we have Mr. Sandeep Rawat as our guest. And to introduce our guest, request our Mr. Dr. Kelkar to introduce him. So, Dr. Kelkar.
Yeah, Jagdish, it's my pleasure to really introduce such a luminary personality what we are today. And as I mentioned to everybody that this is through the Thane Management Forum and Bombay Chamber contacts what I was able to get Sandeep. Otherwise, I worked for Bombay Chamber 1992 to 98, I think. Yes, 6 years. And very long time, and that time Mr. Danait, a number of good people were there, and it's actually a wealth of people what work with Bombay Chamber. And our idea was, when we formed Thane Management Forum in 2016, our idea was to make our forum something like Bombay Chamber of Commerce, where the focus is on the members of industries and not necessarily students, because students, there are directors of the management institutes and there are consultants there, AICT is there, rules and regulations are there, and there is a course. Here the world is a course. You get the new knowledge and you try to dissipate it to the industries. And all of us, I also spent 30 years in industries on 3 top multinational companies. Our idea was to help industries, which make us grow. Where we are today is because of the industries. And MSMEs need our help. Corporates have their own resources. They can hire people. They can get, like in Johnson Johnson or Roche or Ciba-Geigy or Novartis, we can get consultants from Switzerland or America. But I think for MSMEs, we need people like us there.
Sure.
So with this small introduction about our contact, and Sandeep is, of course, is a digital transformation, analytics, big data and analytics and mobility and Internet of Things evangelist. I think that these are the names of the words we hear only through the investment advisors. And he brings with him 34 years of IT strategy and consultation and delivery experience. I mean, we are now finding difficult with our e-filing website from Infosys. And he will be having much more better information what's happening there. He is featured in 10 top global digital transformation influencers. I mean, he's one of those who can influence the opinion about the, that's what I understand. Influencers is somebody who can influence the governments, the management institute, the corporation to go digital. I remember when digital started, when 85, 86, the computers come, the main job of MD was to always support that, because if he doesn't support, that means he's gone as MD. He won't remain anymore MD. So, and that's what we used to say. Internet is something, either you are in or you're out. So if you are not inside the internet, then you are not inside the business. So that is how from that time it has grown such a wonderfully, and all of us are the beneficiaries of that, but it is continuously growing. And then he is also featured in the top 10 digital transformation influencers that will change your world, our world. I think then there are at least rank 2, rank 3, rank 4.
No need for all of them.
At a global level, I mean, Sandeep, you are at a global level. What I'm saying is, I remember Dr. Godbole and other initial starters of this computer technology. And like that, it runs about 10 or 12 areas where he is ranked number 2 or 3 or maximum 17. When he participated with Satya Nadella, and the other people is Brian Solis. I mean, those are the kind of people, and it is that level you have worked, and we are very happy to have you. He is, of course, on the advisory board of Australian-based business transformation company. Then of course, as recently we mentioned, that he's on the governing board and advisory board of Chetna Institute of Management Studies, which is one of the very well-known place in Bombay area, Bandra particularly, Bandra East. Then also is with the, I think you are also connected to Narsi Monji, if I remember.
I'm on their advisory board also.
And then Indian Institute of Management, Pune. Then of course is advisory board of Enterprise Management 360 and President CXO Club Mumbai.
I think, sir, we should stop here.
I'm just quickly going to say. Then of course he has been a chief speaker on very many platforms, and then he has kind of experience. I think he'll tell us about his experience in the digital transformation consulting engagements with different companies. Of course, he's also going to tell us about various case studies and industries engagements. I mean, he's in area of digital marketing, digital transformation strategy, and customer journey mapping. My God. And then customer journey mapping and digital roadmap, digital marketing strategy, brand and logo. I mean, everything that is connected with this world, a new modern world. I think we have there somebody who can tell us, and we can enrich our own knowledge. Idea is to the knowledge never stops. I mean, our age keeps on going, but knowledge also keeps on going along with it. I think that's the way we have to live today in today's world if we have to exist. So with all this great introduction of Sandeep and our speaker today, I hand over the mic to him. Sandeep, again, welcome to Thane Management Forum. We are about 175 members, and but you know, our webinars are minimum 2 a month. So about 24 years. Last year we organized about 45 webinars during 9 months, because last year it was every weekly one. And but now things are getting easier. You can personally meet. You can know. So we have because actually we'd like to have you, as I said, some kind of conduct a training program for MSMEs in Thane area, and that will be the next attempt to them. Today, the mic is yours, and the topic is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Kevkar sir. Let me share the screen. Can you see the presentation?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
It takes a little time, probably.
Achha, I have shared the whiteboard.
Achha,
whiteboard
we can see only white. That's
Achha, only whiteboard. Okay. Let me just try again. Share the screen. About this?
Yeah, we can see the picture.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So thanks for inviting me to speak. And this is one of the only option now businesses have to go forward, survive and thrive, because with the social distancing norm, as you can see here, after the pandemic, everybody has to, think about how they can reach out to their customers faster, wherever they are, at whatever point, on whatever devices they are using. And that's why going digital is the new normal in the current scenario. And that's what I am going to kind of touch upon. And we will see how some good examples will also help you understand what all industries are doing. Now, typically you have heard about a lot on myself, but I'll just take 1 minute. 34 years I have spent so far in the IT industry, Patni Computer System, then SAS, Syntel, and NIIT Technologies. These are the 4 companies I worked with. And last 3+ years, I have been running my own coaching and consulting going digital. And I do take masterclass workshops for CXOs, Chief Executive Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Information Officer, because these people are also confused about what is digital transformation. That's what I do. These recognitions I got because I do speak, write, and present myself at various events and multiple scenarios. That's where people started thinking that I know the subject. Thanks to all of them who have recognized those kind of expertise. I am the president for the CXO Club in Mumbai, advisory board on Chetna, NMIMS, Indira School of Business, and also visiting faculty at Wellinger. So that's a quick short introduction. With that, I'll just move on. Now, digital is kind of called as a disruption. Everybody is talking disruption. So let us understand first what is disruption. And these are some simple examples. I mean, let to. In 80s, when personal computer came in, that was the first disruption from mainframe. I mean, I remember we used to work on the mainframe, those data punching cards and things like that. But later on, everybody got hold of personal computer PC. Now we have laptops and even supercomputer smartphones in our pockets. So that is the first disruption, or one of the major disruption, I would say. Second, just to relate everybody, as some of you may remember, Sony was the leader in the music industry, and Walkman was one of their, major products. But iPhone and iPad and iPod came in 2008. iPod came in 2004 rather, and that actually disrupted Sony from the music industry. Apple was nowhere in the music industry, and actually it disrupted the Sony Walkman. Another example, Kodak film industry, film rolls, they were the leaders in the film rolls, and almost 98% of their business was Kodak films. But they got disrupted because of digital cameras. And irony is, in 97, one of their employee has actually invented digital camera. But the board of directors and somebody has some notifications on, which is actually, can we mute that sound? So yeah, I was talking about the digital cameras, and one of their employees actually had invented in 97, but board of directors said, no, our main business is on films. So we should not move away from that. And that's where that was the wrong decision. And they got bankrupt in 2011. Some of you again know this example, floppy drives to USB drives. I mean, the first floppy drive was like 250 MB kind of stuff, but now USBs are more than 64 gigabytes. So that's again a big disruption. We all know again this example, black rotary dialing phone we had, in 80s, and now everyone has a smartphone. And the latest disruption is from normal printers to 3D printers. Now, many manufacturing industries and aircraft engine manufacturing companies, they are using 3D printing to print the engine spare parts. So instead of depending on the entire supply chain, now they are actually printing those parts and using, and they are more reliable and more, good maintenance-free parts. So these are some examples of disruption in our lives, which we have seen. Now let's see what is digital disruption, right? So all of you again remember Britannica, one of the encyclopedia we used to read, and 150 pages, one volume. Now everybody goes on Google and Wikipedia. We don't even think about reading a physical encyclopedia. So that is a digital disruption. Another example, Thomas Cook kind of companies which used to give us the handwritten airline tickets. Now you yourself can book all these, traveling tickets, Make My Trip and Go Ibibo, Yatra and whatnot. So this is a digital disruption which has happened in our life. So this is how I just wanted to simplify the thing. That's what I like, simplifying a lot of things for the people. And this is how the digital disruptions have happened. Later, these guys came and changed our life. You all agree, right? Bill Gates in 1975, Microsoft. Steve Jobs, Apple, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, everybody knows him for Facebook, and Elon Musk for Tesla. So these guys actually change our life. Now we all are using a lot of technologies generated by these guys. So they have completely changed our life. Earlier, we used to drive like this. At least in India, we don't need a map. But in US, when I was there for almost a couple of years, so we used to drive from Chicago to Cincinnati with these kind of maps. Now we drive like this. Google Maps. We don't have to ask anyone. Even in India, we don't have to ask, Google Map. We can have panwalas and so many people around. But in US, there are no such facilities. You cannot ask a person who is walking on the road. So that's why digital has actually helped us a lot. This is also one of the example of digital, how it has impacted some of the professions. I like to bring in some humor while looking at our topic also. So these guys are actually robbing the bank, but the moment he switched on the location on the phone, police cops came in and they nabbed the people. So this is again another example of how digital can impact the life of the robbers or criminals, etc. Just a kind of small humor. Now let's see how the technology has changed and has taken the time span. So airlines almost took 68 years to reach 50 million users, right? And that was the longest period. As you move to the right side, as you can see, television took about 22 years. If you go down, computers took 14 years. But the most interesting part is Pokemon Go, the last one. It just took 19 days to reach out to 50 million users. The way it was developed, created, intuitive interface, and attention grabbing game, people like adults also started playing that game, and it reached to 50 million users in no time. So this is how technology is impacting our life. So what is now digital transformation? Now many senior leaders also still feel that developing a new website or having a mobile app is digital, which is not the case. So you should use or exploit such digital technologies, as we saw some examples, and change how your business is done with the customers, respond faster to your customers' requirement, create new business model like Swiggy and Zomato. When lockdown happened, they didn't have any work. All their boys were just sitting idle because there is no food to deliver. So actually they changed their business model. They started delivering the groceries. They started delivering the liquor, which are one or two of the essentials of people, right? And that's how they survived the lockdown. So create new business model and deliver value to the customer. That's how I can define the digital transformation. Everybody should come together, think about what technology will help, how you can respond faster to customers, create some new business model, and deliver value to the customer. That's the digital transformation part. This is another reality, because many of the companies have not adopted the digital transformation. They have to close their shop, and more than 50% of the companies have moved out of the Forbes, Fortune, all those indexes. 500 companies have been disappeared from those indexes. So that's another thing. Now it is very fast, and again I like to bring in a lot of pictures. So digital is very fast, and you don't know when someone can kick you out of your business. So this is a very famous Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight in '96, and his statement was, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So we think that, oh, I am the strongest person in my business, nobody can shift me. But there is someone out of the industry who can come in and push you out of your business. So this is where digital have to be taken very seriously, real and fast. Expect a smack in the face. Now, why digital? Because if you don't disrupt the other people, you will get disrupted. And that's where, like Gartner and Forrester, I thought I will also find the term Uber them before they Kodak you. So Uber them before, meaning you have to disrupt the industry. Before they Kodak you, meaning you are closing down your shop. So here are some more examples. So Borders, one of the major bookstore in US that got closed because of Amazon. Amazon started with all the book selling initially. Then came in His Master Voice, one of the major music company in London, United Kingdom. They got closed because of Spotify and iTunes. And then Blockbuster Video. This is one of the major videos rental company in United States. More than 8,000 stores they had when we were there in 2000 time frame. But they got closed because of the Netflix. They had to file bankruptcy in 2010. So these are the huge examples of why digital has to be adopted. Some our Indian examples: Rhythm House in Churchgate. This was a great shop where we used to go when we were in college and listen to the music. They had good vinyl records. You put a headphone and start listening. In 2014, when MP3 wave came in, they didn't adopt it, and they had to close down the shop. Now it is Nirav Modi's property, again attached by ED and closed down. So we lost one of the great landmark of Mumbai. The Rhythm House was one of the good place to go and spend time there. Same thing happened with Planet M. They were also having a lot of shops across many cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, and Kolkata, Delhi, etc. But again, they didn't adopt the digital technologies. They spent time on creating those audio cassettes and things like that, which is where again they have to close down their shop. So that's the seriousness of why digital has to be taken very seriously. This is the current reality. Earlier, bigger companies used to eat the smaller companies. Now anybody can eat a big fish. And this even in fact happened to us when I was in Patni in 2007-8 time frame. I get took over Patni Computer Systems. I get was just $400 million, and Patni was almost $900 million US dollars that time. So almost 2.5 times I get. Patni was bigger. But Panish Murthy, no, Panish, the CEO of iGet that time, he actually took 1.2 billion to buy iGet and absolutely bought over. So this is how even a small fish can eat the bigger fish. So that's what really we need to look at. Industries affected by digital, no industry is immune now. Each and every industry has to think about how they can reach out to their customer using digital technology. That's where it's impacting a lot. It's a need of now. I would say at least 6 years now have already been gone. We started digital transformation at least in India for US companies in 2013-14 time frame, when I was heading the Syntel's portfolio. So that time it started. So currently still many companies are somewhere in the middle. They have not attuned or got into the bandwagon of digital transformation. So it's a time for change, everybody. As I said, no industry is immune. So if you feel you are not disrupted, then think again, because that will definitely happen. Now, the research report says that many of these companies who try to do digital transformation, they fail. And there are many reasons. So let's see quickly what are those. The first one is many companies treat it like a gamble. They know where, what needs to be done, and they need to place the bets to win in the market, but they don't have any idea where to actually place those chips. So करना क्या है वो दिमाग में नहीं रहता है. But yes, we want to win. It's not like earlier we used to have that wall kind of thing, chalo Delhi. So without any logo, anything in mind, I mean, milna kya hai, khana kya hai, how we will travel, nobody has that kind of stuff, but chalo Delhi. So that kind of work doesn't work in the business. The other failure is because you don't treat the customers the way they have to be treated. So there are three types of customers: digital dinosaurs who don't know anything about digital because they are not used any technology. The immigrants, I would say, people like my parents who doesn't know how to use iPad or computer. So the granny is asking, do they deliver emails on Sundays? Sundays are normally off. Whereas our children are digital native. Morning se leke everybody is on the mobile or iPad and playing, doing a lot of things digital. So you need to know all these customers and treat them differently, which companies don't do, and they fail in the digital transformation. Now, obviously, consumers like us have become a superman because we have the smartphone in our pocket. Anything we want to buy, like a laptop or smartphone, we have a lot of information. And when we go to the shop, we know more information than the sales associate who is selling that phone or TV or laptop. So customers have to be treated with that, knowledgeable staff. And that's where digital again fails, because people take customers for granted. And in India mein to attitude hai tu nahi to aur sahi. Because apne dimag mein wo customer centricity या customer experience is not there. And that's where US companies make a lot of money, because they take care of customer experience a lot. And we have a lot of examples talking about how those companies are making money. This is another scenario where companies feel we don't need to change. 5 stages of digital transformation. It starts with the denial. We don't even need that. Our business is word of mouth business. अपना धंधा सब कॉन्टैक्ट्स पे होता है. मैं इसको कॉल करता हूँ, मुझे काम मिल जाता है, उसको कॉल करता हूँ, काम मिल जाता है. So this is where it starts. Then people get into the anger mode. Why others are making money and why I am not getting business and things like that. Then they come into the bargaining mode, depression mode, and finally they accept that yes, digital is the way to go, and we definitely have to get on the digital bandwagon. So this is how reality is happening, and people should really look at this. Now see, if Google has said this, that we need 30 days to print your search results. Whenever we are searching something on the Google, if they say, yes, we need 30 days to come back to you, we will print it and we will send it from California to you. Will you even go to Google? Nahi ki nahi. So that's where digital customer experience must be real time, and it must have the intelligence to tell you what to do. Like if there is a traffic jam, then Google Map shows you the different route to reach out to the destination. So that's how your digital customer experience should be, like that, selling the future to the customers. Now, from the technology perspective, many people are confused that technology is digital transformation, which is not. There are 4 pillars of technology, and you have to read it from the right side. Normally, we read from left, right, but here you read from the outside in approach. So first is the customer. For that, digital transformation is happening. So all those technologies which are customer facing, we have websites, we have mobile apps. How do you create a user experience? Pokemon Go, right? Then social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and virtual assistant. Nowadays, Alexa, she makes a lot of noise on television and a lot of advertising. Then on Apple, there is Siri, and then on Microsoft, there is Cortana. All 3 ladies keep fighting with each other, right? So this is the digital customer experience technology. Now, this pillar will work only when you have a personalization attached to it, that some offer will be different for me, offer for character type will be different. So that's where analytics, big data, visualization, BI comes into the picture. So this is the second pillar. Now, these 2 pillars again will work when only the data will flow from one, your legacy system to the mobile app, right? And that's where digital integration happens. API, microservices, business process management, cloud, and all these technologies where data integration happens. Data is brought together, massaged, cleansed, and made available for digital technology. So these are the 3 main pillars. The 4th pillar on the left is emerging technologies. This is where newer ones are coming in. Every day there is a new technology coming in. Augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, blockchain, AI, chatbots, many. So that's where people get confused and overwhelmed. What to do? Cybersecurity obviously goes across all the areas. So this is where I come in. I help the companies on selecting the right product, because even if you think about analytics, there is SAS, there is RapidMiner, there is R, there is Python. So which one to use? That is the question people are asked. So that's where kind of, I coach and consult. Now, typically, how do you drive this digital transformation in the organizations, in the business, whether it is a micro, small, medium enterprise or a big corporate? Everybody will go through the same process, but they will have their unique challenges and differentiation. So I have created the framework, and I have based on the 5-3-2 game, card game, which we used to play since childhood. That there are 5 frameworks for digital transformation. The first one is the digital strategy. What is that you need to do? With digital technologies you need to adopt? Where are you currently? Where you want to go? And there are 6 questions which you need to answer. So that's the first framework. The second one, obviously, you need to know where do you stand. So if you want to go to Churchgate, you need to know from where you are going, whether it is Villeparle or Thane or Dadar. So you need to know where do you stand. That's where I have created a framework for maturity assessment. How companies are currently at what level. The third foundational framework is customer journey mapping, which we heard about it, that every time any customer interacts with your business, what is the friction? Are they happy? Are they frustrated? Or are they having neutral tone about your business? So that needs to be created and developed, so that all those initiatives, you can put it into a digital transformation roadmap. And then finally, obviously, the time has to be chalked out. So 1-year plan is good enough. Finally, everything has to be in front of customer, right? Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. So that digital marketing will definitely help customers on this front. So these are the 5 frameworks typically I talk about. Now, the business areas, the main obviously is the customer experience, because for the customer we are doing this. If you don't have any customer, there is no point in having a business. The business will get shut down. You have to pull down the shutter, right? So customer experience is the most important part of digital transformation. Then comes your business model. As I said, business model meaning how do you make money? How do you get revenue from your business, whether you are selling a product or service or anything, something you are selling. So what is that business model? So you have to think about different business models as well, like Swiggy and Zomato example I gave. So that is the second area. And third one is your operations. How do you operate daily when you are in office, in your plant, in your manufacturing factory, whatever. So those operation optimization is the third area. So these are the three business areas which get kind of impacted because of digital transformation. And finally, it roll ups to two KPIs, what we normally call key performance indicator. How do you measure the success of digital transformation? So research says that if you do it right, then you will obviously or almost will have 20% increase your revenue and 30% decrease in your cost. Obviously, if it is successfully done, then typically it will result into this. And obviously you have to make all those, fundamental things, make it right and check out what needs to be done. Now, customer experience, as I said, whenever they interact with you and your business, customers always will have some kind of experience, and emotions are human, foundation. So they may have a good experience, bad experience, indifferent, happy, whatever. And that needs to be captured in this digital transformation customer journey map. This is the quote: in today's world, experience is the brand. How good experience you get, that is the brand, you remember. Like Disney, when you go to their Disney park, you will remember that. Or Cadbury, the way you eat and so many things are there in that Cadbury, you will like that. So that's where the experience is the brand nowadays. Some companies are like this. This is a true example. Your call is important to us. If you call Vodafone, Idea, Jio, anybody, this is the message, right? Any company, their call center, your call is important to us, and we will record it for training purposes. But you have to wait for 20 minutes on that call. And actually, if you get disconnected, then you'll have to reiterate your problem, tell the person. So this is where the customer experience happens, and people have to, or business have to take good measure of how do you improve that customer experience. Now, I will just quickly take you how impact of digital is happening on customers. So this guy is ordering pizza, and typically people are happy ordering the pizzas, but this guy is angry because the operator says, sir, your retail transaction shows you have already consumed 2 pounds of cheese. Your health record shows you have high cholesterol. Your Facebook post shows you are above 50 years, and your insurance premium has been recently increased. So we suggest to or advise you to go for red pasta. Imagine if this happens to us. That a pizza lady telling us not to eat pizza, but do something, because they have all the 360-degree record of customer. And that's what going to happen. I mean, typically, this is how the future will look like. The slide says 2020, but it can happen in a couple of years now when they are collecting. And all our data is obviously collected. Whatever you use on mobile, all that data is collected and used for advertising. We all know that. Business models, this is where typically how a typical business model is created. So this is an Uber business model. I just thought of making, kind of quick note on it. What are the customers you are focusing on? So see their customer segments: those who do not own a car, those who do not want to drive themselves to party, people who like to travel in style and want to be treated as VIP, chauffeur-driven gaadi hai mere paas vagara. Those who want to cost-effective cab. So this is where the customers come into picture. They also focused on drivers, people who own a car and want to earn money, people who love to drive, and those who wish to be called partners instead of drivers. So these are the customer segments they focused on, and their value proposition. Obviously, we all know, right? Minimum waiting time. You can track where the car is. They can come to your doorstep. Additional source of income to drivers, so on and so forth. Then there are channels. How do they communicate with the customers? They have a website, they have a mobile app, then their relationship comes into picture, and their revenue streams, right? How they are making money. So car ride per kilometer. At the festival time, their prices will increase, surge prices. They have different types of cars, Uber X, Uber Taxi, Black, SUV, etc., etc. So these are the different business model they have created and generating revenue. To do that, what all things they need to do? This is what is called as business model canvas. One screenshot and covering all the 9 things or business diagram. So this is a very simple illustration of business model canvas, which is the second area we just looked at. Tesla, this is one of the major or important car company in US, electric car company, and this is their business model. I'll not go through each and everything here, but obviously best in class electric vehicles, that's their value proposition. For fast sports car enthusiasts, green community, Tesla followers, many things they have covered here in their business model. And obviously automotive segment is the revenue model, energy generation, storage segment. That's what they do. So this is about Tesla. I just thought of putting some examples so you will get an idea what happens in a business model canvas. So what does digital give you? Digital transformation. When you do it right, obviously you will have engaged customers, because now you are talking to customers, engaging customers. If they are any negative, positive feedback, you will talk to them. You have empowered employees, and this COVID obviously has given us as another way of impact. Now employees also can work from home. That has happened, and they have all the abilities to reach out to customer and do anything. So they can go extra mile to make your customers happy. So empowered employees. The third outcome is optimize operation. Now that you are using this technology, so your time is reduced, your automation has been done, your operations is effective, and people can get the results quickly. And the fourth is transform business model. When I say business model, obviously the business model canvas, the revenue, the making of value proposition and customer segment. So this is how the 4 outcomes of digital transformation happen. I hope I am making sense. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask, or we will keep that at the end. But I hope I am simplifying the things. If I can get some feedback in the middle.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, we're enjoying it.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yes.
So here,
very engaging session.
Thank you.
Please continue.
Thank you very much. So here is a quick video of how companies are using digital transformation, and I hope I will just check whether I have shared the sound. Just give me 1 second. To share the sound. Yes. Now I will play it.
Digital transformation is sweeping every industry, and even the most traditional non-tech companies are essentially becoming tech companies to meet customer demand. While covering digital transformation, I learned about some of the innovative work being done at cosmetics giant Sephora. The company has been rolling out projects that tap artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and a number of other technologies for the past several years. Since launching in 1997, Sephora now operates 2,300 stores in 33 countries worldwide. It started up its website in the US in 1999, and digital immediately became baked into the formula for success and customer personalization. Today, one of Sephora's most innovative mobile offerings is the Sephora Virtual Artist, an augmented reality tool that allows customers to try on thousands of shades of lipstick, eyeshadow, false lashes, and many other products sold at the store. It also lets users go through beauty tutorials on their own face digitally to learn how to achieve certain looks. The company also partnered with Pantone to develop a shade matching technology called Color IQ, a handheld device that will soon be in all North American stores that provides a read of each customer's skin tone. A few other stores also offer Sephora's Fragrance IQ experience with a first-to-market sensory technology called InstaScent. After filling out an online scent profile, InstaScent allows customers to test 18 different scents using a dry air delivery system, so they can test them out without actually trying them on. A number of other tech projects are also underway at the cosmetics company right now. For this story, I wanted to dive into what exactly Sephora is doing with all of these emerging technologies, and how they have helped the brand become the #1 specialty beauty retailer in the world. Be sure to check out my story about Sephora's digital transformation on Tech Republic.
So I hope you liked it, how they have used the digital technologies to make it, very essential for customers. Using the augmented reality, now ladies don't have to wear the lipstick, but they can actually check it on the mobile and see what needs to be done. So that's how digital is important. Now, when people are talking about reporting, many people say that, oh, we have what is happening, we do get reports and all, everything today. But BI or reporting is like a rear view mirror. You are getting what has happened in the past. What was my revenue last year, last month, last, so on and so forth. But digital gives you the road ahead. Now you understand that there is a problem in front of you. You have to do a course correction. I mean, don't take the picture literally, but it's like you have to do a course correction, take a detour, or change your route and things like that. So digital can show you what is going to happen in your business in the future, and accordingly you can take steps and be sure that you will survive and thrive in your business. Some more examples of transformation: chatbots. Now this is one of the great technologies which has been adopted, and companies like HDFC, ICICI and all other now big companies are using AI based chatbots, artificial intelligence. So if you log into HDFC, you will see this lady Eva. So she has answered more than 100,000 queries so far, and she is one of the topmost chatbot in India now, artificial intelligence based. So she can answer what is the IFSC code, branch address, and all the support kind of questions. So now you don't have to have the call center, people who are literally sitting there and answering people call, because so many questions can be answered by a bot, a robot. That is what is called as chatbot. Some applications of artificial intelligence, driverless car, which is happening in US. अपना इंडिया में तो होने का चांस नहीं. You will have cows and dogs and humans on the road all the time. But in US, driverless cars are
and the potholes.
हाँ, वो तो confusion है whether रास्ता खड्डे में है कि खड्डा रास्ते में है. So driverless cars, this is the reality for Tesla and all other, big car manufacturing companies. They are using all those cameras, and car can drive itself without a human driving it. These are some of the superstores. So Tesco is one of them, and this is the Hong Kong metro railway station where people are just taking photographs and ordering what they want. So they don't have to go to the market while they get down at their destination. The things will be delivered at their doorstep. So see the customer experience they are thinking, which is not in our blood so far. I mean, our companies still have that attitude. When I speak to many companies for coaching, consulting, हाँ, customers तो करेंगे बाद में, पहला अपना सोचते हैं अंदर का. Attitude is.
अपने इधर कस्टमर को पटाना है बस
पैसा कमाना है. That's where. So Disney, Walt Disney, another company, and they have truly omni-channel engagement. So if you want to go to a Disney park or want to watch a movie, etc., you have a website, right? Walt Disney website, which is a mobile responsive. So on the big screen, you will see the bigger picture. As you go to the smaller screen, the pictures will, adjust accordingly. This is called as responsive website. A great funda in website design. So the experience starts from here, because people get to know about a lot of things, what new movies are coming, where new park is there, and what not you want to do. The second experience is when you download the mobile app and you start exploring, you will get a fast pass. So you don't have to stand in the queue. You can directly go to a ride and get inside. So that's where again fast pass helps. You will see all the attraction of the park on the mobile app, and your wait time is reduced. So this is where the mobile app comes into picture. Finally, when you are physically in there, so Disney park, you will be given a wristband like this. So this is Internet of Things enabled, IoT enabled. Now you don't have to carry wallet. And अपने जैसे लोग रहेंगे तो चिल्लर खीसे में बहुत सारा रहता है. So you don't have to get into the loops and all those rides with all the chiller money in your pocket. It's just the wristband. It will allow you to pay at the hotel wherever you eat. It will allow to open the hotel door wherever you are in the park if you are staying there. See, these parks are huge, more than a area like a Ville Parle or 20% of Thane could be one Disney park. That's 1,000 cars can be accommodated at one time. Imagine the size of this Disney park. So you have to stay there. You can't finish the park in one day. At least 2 days or 3 days, people stay there when they go there. So that's the vacation plan people do. And what Disney is doing, they are collecting all the information of the customers via this IoT band, because they know where people eat, which rides they like more, what time they go to which ride. So where is more crowd? How can you make your customer experience smoother? That's all analytics Disney is applying, and they are making customers' life easier and easier. There is one short story. I'll just digress. One of my friend, when we were in US, went to this Disney park, and as I said, 1,000-car park is that big size. So they went to the park at around 7 in the morning and parked at whatever destination they were directed to. While coming back, they forgot where did they park the car. Now imagine what can be done. 1,000 cars में से अपनी कार कैसे ढूंढेंगे, कहाँ पे लगाई थी पता ही नहीं. They started all kind of things कि गाड़ी का remote है, उसको बजाओ, आवाज करो, and this and that, but they could not locate the car. So finally they had to go to the reception again, and they told the receptionist that we lost our car. We don't know where we did park. So she simply asked her, what time did you get in? Just show us your entry ticket or tell us approximate time. So they told us around 7 o'clock we were here. So she picked up the screen and checked out that 7 o'clock which car park section was open, because they don't open entire car park every time. They open the section by section so that people can drive, very structured manner and park their car. So at 7 o'clock, aisle number 29, bay number C was open. So you go there, your car will be there. And that's how they got the car. This is the technology. This is the digital, I would say. Another example, Nike. They were actually the shoe company, but now they are saying we are the health companion of the customer. We will tell you your heartbeats, your running, your jogging, your walking, everything, and that is connected to your mobile phone, so you know what you are doing. So they say they don't advertise anymore, but they say they are health companion. See, the business model is changed, the technologies are adopted, and they are surviving and thriving across all the areas. Domino's, this is again, we well know that you can track your pizza, whether it is order placed, preparation is underway, baking is on this, and things like that, and out for delivery. You can take entire map there when you order pizza online. So that was about the digital transformation part. I hope all of you have at least got the idea what transformation is all about. Now we will touch upon the digital marketing part, but I'll take a pause if there are any questions or anything you want to ask.
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. So this is again a most important part of digital transformation, digital marketing. Because if you are not in front of customers, you are forgotten. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikhta hai. That is the reality today. Why do we buy Cadbury? Because the wrapper is so good looking, purple color and silver and this and that. We even have not eaten the Cadbury, we will buy that because it looks great. So you have to look great in front of customers. That's where digital marketing helps you out. And it's all about communicating the right message to the right audience with the right channel. Right message, obviously, what is that you want to tell customers? Don't just sell your product and service. Right audience, obviously, digital marketing is like a sniper. You have to select whom you want to send the offer. It's not like a physical office where you put a hoarding outside your office or campus and say, come here and get 25% discount. Auto rickshaw wala bhi wo dekhta hai, taxi wala bhi dekhta hai, but they are not your customers, right? So that's where digital marketing helps you choose your audience, and that's why it is more effective than the traditional marketing. So right audience is important. And obviously the right channel, which channel you need to select, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. There are multiple ways you can market using digital marketing, but you need to know where digital marketing is working. So if you are into travel industry or interior designers or food or jewelry, then Instagram and Facebook will work more because your customers are there. If you are into software, IT, services kind of thing, then white collar, LinkedIn will make you more successful. So that's the kind of channel selection you need to look at. 3 R's are important. That's the message. Now, this is the objective of digital marketing or the value pyramid. So when people or business start, they start from the bottom of the pyramid, unawareness of the brand. They slowly move to the brand recognition phase and then brand recall phase. When I want to buy shoes, I'll remember Nike is good. When I want to eat something or burger, then McDonald's is the place. And the last one or the nirvana is top of the mind awareness. Where and what, like Google. Now people don't say that search the internet. People say that Google it, right? We don't say Xerox, another example. We don't say I want to do a photocopy. I want to Xerox it. That's how the function has become the synonym of the top of the mind awareness. So that's why how do you use this business pyramid or the digital marketing pyramid is really, really important. Let's move on. What happened? Now, digital should not be boring. You should have some humor in the digital marketing. And for that, I follow 2 brands of India. One is Fevicol, my favorite. So they actually have humorous advertisement. Aapne dekha hoga, pakde raho, those kind of ads on the television, right? This typically helps get the customer attention, grab the customer attention. So this advertisement, which was a Twitter ad, they asked for people to show a photograph and Fevicol should be there in somewhere in the background. So what better than Mumbai crowded train, right? People are not falling off because Fevicol is there. So this picture got a prize. They got a lot of publicity and advertisement visibility because of this kind of advertisement. Humor is important. The other brand I follow, Amul, again a very good brand, and I understand they use a lot of current scenario, current situation, and create a lot of ads. So this is called as neuro linguistic programming anchor, a technical term NLP, but it actually puts an anchor in customers' mind, and they remember. We remember this because the fun is there, the humor is there. Now let's see quickly the components of these digital marketing. People feel Facebook पे 2 post डाला, LinkedIn पे 1 post डाल दिया, Instagram पे 3-4 डाल दिया, हो गया digital marketing, which is not the case. There are many components are there. It starts from the branding. What is your logo? What is your tagline? What is your website? Then it goes to the social media. Then it comes to the content marketing. Even if you have a website and everything, if your content is not good, if it is boring, your blog, your writing is boring, then people will not come to you, right? Then email marketing. Now people say, sir, hum to abhi WhatsApp use kar rahe hain. No need of email. But that's not true, because you need to update your customers 10 years back. If you're started business, who is your first customer? How are you updating them? That's where email marketing comes into picture. And then the rest of the things are all technical things. Search engine marketing, search engine optimization, web design. We'll quickly go through these so that you will get an idea. This is just an introduction part of it. So branding obviously is the logo design, and there is again a fight between the marketing department and ad agency in terms of creating the logo, and people don't agree to each other. That's happened. Our customers always want a bigger logo. उनको लगता है बड़ा लोगो अच्छा रहेगा. But it's like that राजेश खन्ना का song, right? कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगो का काम है कहना. So लोगो का काम क्या है? It should convey the message. Logo should not be bigger, but giving you the right message on your business. The branding next part is website. Now here is again the most important thing for your business, because your physical office, you may have 10 and 50, hundreds of customers coming, but on your website, thousands of people are coming. So you need to have a great website which will be appealing, engaging, and people come and give you their names, address, and things like that. It's like a cake. Consider a website like a cake, that you have all the content as a base, but your slicing candles and cherry on the cake is your social media marketing, your Google ads, your links, and things like that. Now, which one cake will you like more, right? Obviously the right one, because it is nicely decorated and a lot of features are used there. The left one is also tastes good. Plum cake is also tasting good, but it does not look good in this picture. So your website should be the right one, good looking website. Only then people will find it more attractive, useful, and readable, etc. If you don't have a website, almost 50% of business is gone, because people don't know you. They don't know you from the website. And word of mouth, yes, but how many word of mouth you can reach, right? There is a limit to the physical connect. This is a digital connect and extremely important for current scenario. Some basic things have to be there. You have to have a home page. You have to have about your business page. You have to have a contact us page, and then your social media handles which are connected there. Lot many things will come in, but basically at least 3-4 pages should be there, which will tell customers what is your business, what are you selling, what are your products, services, and things like that. Then comes the search engine marketing as a component, which is Google Ads. Typically, whenever you search on Google, you typically get all those ads, right? If I want to buy a laptop, I'll search buy laptop and I'll get ads from Dell, Lenovo, Apple, and so on and so forth. So why it is important? Because half the planet is on the Google. 90% of people are starting their internet with the Google search. So this is how you typically find the paying people, the businesses who are paying to Google. They will have this ad as a thing attached to their link, website link, and they will come on top of first page of the Google. Whereas search engine optimization, this is another component of digital marketing. This is all tweaking some of the parameters on your website. So there are again 10-12 things you need to do, and you can come on the first page of the Google. This is another way of doing or getting first page of Google. Jokes apart, but I just thought of again bringing something funny. But SEO is not done this way. Search engine optimization, or SEO, what we normally call. So my company comes on the first page if you search digital transformation consulting services in Mumbai. And I have done this all along on the website that will help me come on the first page of the Google. Now, why first page fussy thing, right? Everybody is struggling to come on first page because there is a joke here that what is the safest place to hide a dead body? Second page of the Google, because nobody goes there. We all actually look at the first page of Google, look for our whatever thing we are searching, and we close the browser, or we go for our business, back to business. So that's why getting your business on the first page of Google is where SEO and SEM, search engine marketing, which is paid campaign, or search engine optimization, which is not paid, but doing something technically on the website is really, really important. Only then people will find you on the first page of Google. This is the typical way people do. Again, some technical jargons, but don't get bogged down. Obviously, your site performance is important. If you have that Abhishek Bachchan ad, loading, then obviously people will get bored. So your site should load fast. You should have good keyword density. Keyword density meaning whatever people are searching for, those keywords or those words are already embedded in your website. So if I say digital transformation, if I say digital marketing, then these words should be there on my website. Only then Google will find it. Then there are multiple other things which needs to be done on the page. So this is called as on-page SEO. The other thing is off-page, which has to be done outside your website. So you have to think about sending your blogs to social media. You have to think about guest posting. Guest posting meaning writing my blogs on some other's website, so that people come to know about Going Digital or Sandeep Raut. That's how you get visibility. Then putting your images, videos, and many other things on others' website. There are many websites which allow you to put a lot of things on their website. So this is the off-page SEO, search engine optimization. So this is the second component. Link building. So anytime any website is linking me, sending a link to my website, this is called as backlink. And the way you generate these backlinks is through this guest posting and everything. Because when you put a guest post on some other's website, obviously there is a link to your website. So if let's say Thane Management Forum has a website, and I put my blog there saying this is how digital is done, but somewhere I have added some links to my website. That is called as a backlink for it. And more the backlinks, more the money, more the ranking, more the traffic, because Google will also start noticing your website. And that's how people are generating the leads on your website and get more traffic on your website. Then comes the social media marketing, which all of us know, right? Where you start engaging with your target audience. So this is again another humor I thought to bring in. how do people go to the campaign? They hire some agency and this agency will go on all the platforms. करेंगे क्या, सब जगह पे जाएंगे, चौपाटी जाएंगे, भेलपुरी खाएंगे टाइप. We will be there on Facebook, YouTube, mobile, Pinterest, everywhere. But what we will do there, they don't know. We will figure out later. That's how digital marketing agencies today are there. Because every corner now there is a digital marketer. People are learning on Udemy and Coursera and Simply Learn, and there are multiple again courses available, 500 rupees, where I become a digital marketer and we start making money. Obviously, they will get some customers, but their knowledge is not in depth. This is the reality. So I thought of explaining the social media in a beer manner, that in Facebook we say I like something, right? So I say I like beer. Whereas on Twitter, hashtags are more important. So I am having a hashtag beer because people are searching for that topic. Then on YouTube, you are showing something. So here I am having a beer. I will show how I am drinking beer. Whereas on LinkedIn, it is a skill that I can drink beer. Then Instagram and Pinterest, these are the photographic medium. You have to have good photographs of drinking beer or posting beer and things like that. The other things you see, Foursquare, Yelp, Pandora, and Groupon, these are US platforms for social media. So they also use it there. So this is how you can differentiate between the platforms. YouTube, the second largest search engine, I would say. After Google, people go to YouTube and search for things. So you should have some influencer videos, webinars, unboxing. Now, if you want to create a kind of encouragement or curiosity in your customer's mind, then you can create unboxing videos. How do you open a product and show them, wow, this is now what you will have? So those are very exciting unboxing videos. Customer testimonial, this is one of the great way of getting more trust from your new customers, because some existing customers are talking good about it. You can create tutorials, do it yourself, or how to do something kind of thing. So this is a YouTube medium. LinkedIn, as I said, more business to business, well-educated audience, target audience, and connections are more important here, groups for networking. Facebook, this is like we have been using for a couple of years now, good for social media starting point, largest demographic coverage. So you can pinpoint an area. If I want to do a Villeparle station, people nearby Villeparle station, I can do a digital marketing for that particular location. So typically you cannot select that area in other platforms so deeply. Facebook allows you to do that. On Twitter, it's all the viral capabilities. You must have seen and heard and read about Sushant Singh Rajput and Kangana Ranaut and politics and games and things like that. So this is a very viral capability of Twitter, and people do follow a lot of things. So it's good media for fast, circulation. Instagram, this is, as I said, more for the photographic businesses. फूड कंपनी, वड़ा पाव के 2 फोटोग्राफ लगाए, एक मिर्ची बीच में डाल के यू एक्सोटिक फोटो दिखाया, तो ऑब्वियसली पीपल विल फील टू ईट दैट वड़ा पाव एट योर प्लेस. सो दैट्स हाउ यू शुड मेक पीपल curious about your business and they should come to you. That's where Instagram comes into it. Snapchat, this is one of the latest entrant, new kid on the block, only for teenagers, because once they read the message, it vanishes. There is no record on Snapchat. So here also you can do a lot of marketing. If your target audience is children who are teenagers, कि बाबा ये क्लास करना है, आफ्टर 10th ये करना है, या between 5th to 7th you do this, elementary exam and whatnot. If your target audience is this, then this is the platform. That's where the 3 R's comes into picture, right? Right channel. Which one to choose is important. Otherwise, you are just wasting money if you are there on all the platforms. Now, this is the question I get asked: how many times we should post on social media? So these are some of the numbers. Facebook, you can post 1 to 3 times. Pinterest, because this is a photographic, you can post whatever boards you want. LinkedIn, 1 per day is more than enough. Don't bother people more and more. Whereas Twitter, see, very fast timeline. If you keep your timeline on, the tweets come faster than any other platform. So that's why it says 10 to 20 tweets per day if you want to make your business visible. Google Plus to abhi band ho gaya hai. Instagram also 1 per day is more than enough. So this is a typical number, how many times you can post. Now again, the question is how much time this content is valid. So if you see, articles and blogs are like 2 years. If you search Google for digital marketing training or jewelry shops nearby, etc., so those blogs and articles will give you even 4 years back, 5 years back search for people who have written. So blogs and articles have a longest life. Then comes the Pinterest boards, then your YouTube videos. About 20 days they stay active. After that, people will kind of lose. LinkedIn, since it is one per day, almost 24 hours. Then comes your Twitter. Twitter, see, 18 minutes. After 18 minutes, your tweet is vanished. Nobody can find it. So I do a strategy of posting 3 times, 8 hours gap. So in the morning, 9 o'clock, I tweet, then add 8 hours. No, only add 17, like 5 p.m. in the evening. That's where the United Kingdom and Europe has come in. Their morning has started. Then again, I add some time, 8 hours, and we put it at 9 o'clock in the night, which is where the United States, America, and Western countries come on the line. So this is how you can cover the all 3 time zones or many time zones. That's my strategy of putting on Twitter. Finally, this is another joke. आपने दीवार तो देखी रहेगी, मेरे पास गाड़ी है, बंगला है. So don't overdo it. मेरे पास Facebook है, Twitter है, WhatsApp है, but मेरे पास peace of mind है. So don't, interruption marketing is not really a good idea. If you have seen, many businesses keep on hampering on customers, and that's where the problem is. We also get put off if someone calls you and says, oh, we are having a property at Hiranandani or at Thane or this Raheja or this and that. If you are not interested, you will just hang up the phone, and these people keep on sending. Sorry, I am staying on the junction of a main road, so there is traffic disturbance also. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. Then comes the component of content marketing, and it should be educational and relevant type of content. So if you write a blog, don't just say, here is our product, this is how it looks, and this is how it helps. Don't do that, because selling does not help. It has to be educational, relevant. What is your problem? How that can be solved? This is how we can solve. And if you need more information, contact us. So finally, give a call to action to your business, contact us. But initially, you should educate the customer. See, a problem, and this is how we can help you out. It's like a storytelling, and we have heard and read many stories since childhood, right? Greatest examples are like this magazine. I grown up reading these magazines or comics, Mandrake, Phantom, Lothar, and stuff like that. Now, new kids obviously have grown up using Archie, and of Mahabharat obviously is the epic. But many contents are storytelling. It's educational. It's not about your product or what you sell. That's how it will generate more and more momentum. Now, this is another reality. Many people, businesses start with the big bang. Yes, we will put a video every 1 week. We will write a blog every 15 days and so on and so forth. But consistency is a problem. People lose the steam after 2, 3, 4 instances or 1 month, 2 months, right? That's where the problem starts. So you have to have that creative mind always to generate new content all the time. So there are 30 ways of content marketing, and I actually take master classes on these digital marketing things. So whenever awareness you want to increase about your business, you can have these 7 types of content. You can write articles, you can do podcasts, you can create videos, you can write ebooks, etc. Then their interest has to be encouraged, or more and more. So that's where training videos, white papers, solution pages come into picture. When they start comparing, they, meaning I am talking about customers. This is a customer life cycle. So if I'm comparing the laptop Dell with Lenovo with Apple, I need to know what are the samples, what are the product demo videos are available, data sheets, whether it is 16 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM and 1 TB hard disk and things like that. Some comparisons will also help. So these are different kind of contents which are to be made, developed. And when they buy your products and services, what you can give them. So this is where you can engage with your customer and get their attention and make their experience very fruitful with your business. Email marketing, as I said, many people are forgetting that this is one of the good platforms. Sorry. but they don't use it optimally. So I have a kind of 7 ways to get people open your emails, because most of the time people don't even open emails. We don't even open emails, or even Gmail and other email clients also put emails into spam folders if they are not really content.
Yes.
What you can do, create a curiosity. If you write a subject like these are the 7 ways you can write the subject like. Don't open this mail. If you write something like this, then people will obviously open the email. Then create fear of missing out. Weekend only, get this now before it's gone. 20% discount just for 2 hours. 50% off just for today. Big bazaar sale only on 15th August and 26th January. That's the fear of missing out. Talk the pain points and solutions. Sephora, this company video which we saw, your BT issues solved, period. Nothing else they talk about. So they talk about the pain point and how they resolve or solve those. Funny subject line. Need a day at beach? Just scratch and sniff your way to paradise by Travelocity. Travelocity is a big travel company. So giving a humor, you can encourage people to open your mail. Obviously, putting some numbers or taking some big names and selling the speed. Grow your social media following in just 1 week. अगर हम लोग ऐसा कुछ लिखते हैं तो obviously people will be curious. अच्छा 1 week में कैसे I can increase my followers? So I will open the email, read it out and things like that. So these are some simple ways to get your customers open your email. Lastly, the Google My Business. This is one area or application which is again free of cost to us. You need to create your page there, like Facebook page or LinkedIn page, business page. You need to add all your business information and get found on the nearby people, because many a time people are searching restaurants nearby, food nearby, or something nearby, or Google also shows you the businesses which are available near you when you are searching something. So that's why creating your business on Google My Business is extremely important. So some examples on digital marketing world, how KFC India boosted its social media presence. So they actually have created a video and lot many caricatures and things like that. So people actually started following KFC and they become more powerful than Pizza Hut and McDonald's of the world, the same category of food. So they use social media very powerfully. Then KKR, Kolkata Knight Riders IPL team. So they also made a lot of difference by starting social media marketing. Obviously, IPL team now everybody is doing a lot of marketing, but they did very much. And Shah Rukh Khan as an influencer, many people following from the Bollywood scenario. So more than 15 million people are liking their content and following them. So this is where the digital marketing strategy they have made it successful. Fevicol, we have seen so many ads. So see this, कल के मजबूत जोड़ के लिए आज थोड़ी दूरी maintain करो ना. In the Corona lockdown time last year, they have created that. So this humor obviously will keep people will keep this in mind, because this is really funny and we will remember certainly. Or Amul, we have seen this when Trump was the president. They had the fight with the World Health Organization. So playing Hututu. The banner Amul has created. With this banner, you will always remember Amul. Yaar, mujhe chahiye. And so that's the reality. That's how you be in your customer's mind, I would say. Kotak 811 campaign. Kotak Mahindra Bank started with India Invited campaign, and they hired Ranveer Singh to do their ad. So this was a video ad, but that again generated more than 10 million, reach. 10 million people saw that ad, and they actually went on to open the Kotak Mahindra account. It is a zero balance account. No bank now allows that zero balance account. So obviously the marketing actually had helped a lot. So yeah, this is really, the time you can build great amounts of brand equity if you are in sync with how customers are thinking and feeling. Don't have the inside out approach. I will build this and then customer will come. That time has gone. No menu card works today. I have masala dosa, idli dosa, medu vada, sambar, this, that. Nobody. People, if they want customer, if they want vada pav, you have to serve vada pav. So first, get the outside in approach. What customer wants. What is the problem customers are facing? then create some product and services to solve those problems. That's how you can make more and more money and exploit digital technologies to make it successful. That's all, folks. I am 50. So that is all I wanted to say today. I hope this makes sense and I have not bored you like this, the child.
No, very well done.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
So these are my contacts. Anybody wants to connect me, you can, just connect me on LinkedIn, Twitter, all those things are there. My website is goingdigital.in. You can explore it. And if there are any questions, my number is there with Kerkar Sahib and Jagdish Bhai. Please. So I'll just stop sharing now. And
any question, please, sir?
Any questions, please? Very interesting topic we had discussion. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
I think I just have one observation, Sandeep.
Yeah.
I mean, you summarize it very well. No? The whatever you exist for, because there is a customer. If there is no customer, there is no business exists. And whatever best way you can reach customers or impress customers to buy your service or not, and not somebody else's, is the way digital marketing can help you to get that as fast as possible.
Correct.
Of course, the realization that customer is important has been there for the last 30, 40 years. And the times have changed from Fiat cars to now. I remember we used to take 6 years to book a Fiat car, 6 years to book a telephone. From that time, we have come up to this level only because the people have thought that customers are important.
Right.
And whatever we do to attract him is this situation. Initially, it was only, calling them for some conference and calling them for some lunch or dinner.
Correct.
Or maybe your salesperson giving them digital, some Diwali gift. I mean, all those things, those were the different ways. But now we have modern ways available. And this is much better. And in fact, I was just thinking when you are talking, I think in past, when we used to have lectures like this, one-to-one, we used to have a good amount of some snacks and some kind of memento to the speaker. But nowadays, we are not doing that anything. I think as soon as the things normalize, I think it's a time for us to do that again. I mean, because nothing in the world comes free. And the kind of service you are giving to us and your members is really phenomenal. And we would like to do something like that to please even our speakers.
Sure.
Because you did an excellent overview of these digital transformation for a number of years and what happened to the companies which didn't do well and it just wiped out of the scene in the world. I think our members must be having some questions. And one thing I always remember that about the customers, the main important idea also is to have where the customers exist.
Correct.
I mean, because there are different types of customers, maybe some business to business, some kind of hotels, some kind of, there are areas where the customers actually come from. And every business must have the good idea where the customers are coming from.
Correct.
And especially in the fast moving, food items, you mentioned about the hotels. Now here in North Carolina, you find out the best Indian hotels near me. You go to Google and you get a list of hotels which you also didn't know earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such a fantastic use of digital marketing. I think, friends, do you have some Sandeep's contacts are there? Mobile
I have added.
There. Yeah. Please ask him the questions. We have the wizard in the digital transformation area here. And Vaishali, you are there. I think you are one of our
she's there.
Whatever question she has asked, I think she needs that kind of help. Please go ahead.
Sandeep, one question in my mind.
Sure.
How about small scale or medium scale people who do not have a big budget? Would market the product and how the digital platform will help?
See, budget is the constraint every business has, whether it is MSME or a big corporate. Everybody will have the crux of budget. So that's where those 3 R's are important. right communication, right message,
Okay.
right audience, and right what I say, channel. So with even 100 rupees per day, you can start a paid marketing campaign on Facebook, Google, and Instagram
Okay.
with 100 rupees.
That's
Basic
okay.
minimum.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But in LinkedIn, you have to pay minimum 500 rupees per day. So you decide where your customers are. Accordingly, if you run the campaign for 10 days with 100 rupees per day, in 1,000 rupees, you can reach out to 10,000 people.
Right. Okay.
That's the beauty of digital marketing. And there you have selected people that I want only business entrepreneurs,
Okay. Yeah. Right.
owner of a business. I don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry see my advertisement. So I don't spend money on vesting, any clicks.
Right. Right. Got it. Thanks.
Sandeep,
sir, I have my name is
one by one, please. Who's Praveen bhai?
Praveen bhai.
Okay. Praveen, take.
Yeah. I'm Praveen Kalawar.
Yeah.
One question.
Sure.
What is your opinion about the role of digital transformation in government, in governance and governance of a country like India, which has 1.3 billion people, So we have huge countries like China, India, Europe, America. How advanced, how much advanced are we using on digital transformation of everything, virtually anything and everything, from birth certificate and death certificate to just about every certificate that, digitally. So what is your rating of India in comparison with other countries in the digital transformation?
Well, as they say, we are emerging countries or we are getting there. I mean, we are not yet comparable to London, United Kingdom or USA. But yes, for last couple of years, at least 10 years, I would say, we have at least started that effort that we are taking up the digital platform. So all these documents are available on your digital locker. You can save them there. Aadhaar has helped us a lot. Now you don't have to do a physical KYC, right? Fill up the form and do things. If you give up a thumbprint, your KYC is automatically done. That's what Jio did, right? If you go to Vodafone, Idea, Airtel, you have to fill up a form, give them the address proof, give them the other billing address and this and that. Whereas Jio started, giving those SIM cards when they actually came into market free of cost and just with the thumb impression, because your Aadhaar is connected to everything and your KYC is automatically done. That's the impact of digital. And yes, we are getting there. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of efforts. See, with this delays in the government system, the things are delayed. I mean, we can't change the system, but yes, at least now digitized forms are available. You don't have to physically do things which will take more time. Automation is there now. So I would say we are there 60-70% compared to 100% of USA and UK, Europe.
Thank you.
Ram here, Sandeep.
Yes,
I got one question. First of all, many thanks. I mean, digitally ignorant people must be really getting much information from you.
Sure.
The second thing is you are talking about customer. No, my personal observation is by digital marketing, you can choose, reach, and give the information to a customer.
Correct.
But however, when it comes to delighting a customer, the experience part, it still makes the flip.
Absolutely, because that is the differentiator. See, there are hundreds of people who are giving the same service. There is HDFC Bank, there is ICICI Bank, there is SBI, there is, hundreds of banks now there. Which one is giving you the better experience? That's where customers will feel attached to. And that will come from adoption of digital technologies. How much time it takes to get your KYC done. See, I mean, I will just add one instance here. When I first went to one of the banks to open my daughter's account. Now, simple thing we have in mind is, we will just fill up some form and things will go as per process. So I was expecting that we will be out in 15-20 minutes for opening the form because we add the photos, Aadhaar, everything. Now, when we reached there, the bank surprised me saying that, sir, no need to fill up the form. You just give us the thumbprint and all KYC will be done. I was delighted for the first time. The moment we started giving the thumbprint, someone came in and said, sir, our Wi-Fi is not working. So we cannot connect to the Aadhaar server and this cannot be done. But give us some time and we will sort it out. After 5-10 minutes, that person comes back and says, sir, sorry, but our Wi-Fi is still not up. You will have to fill up the physical form. If this is the customer experience you have, then obviously you will get fed up or frustrated, right?
What I'm saying, is there any way of giving a digital experience?
Is there any way of giving a digital experience? Obviously, adopting these technologies. So if you have augmented reality, you have seen that Pokemon Go app, or if you know, people are giving you a lot of ways to interact with the business digitally, then you are done, I would say, because all of us are always on the move. We have a smartphone in our pocket and we don't want to go to the bank branch to withdraw money. Gone are the days when we used to go to a teller account, take a token and then withdraw money, right? It is now internet banking. Things are smoother for us. We don't have to visit any bank branch to transfer money. Most of the time you will do internet banking or whatever, digital way. So that's how you have to adopt these digital technologies to help customer experience better.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Great presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Can we get the presentation?
I will send it across.
Yeah, please. Thanks.
Anybody else? Any question?
Yeah, can I ask my question?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, Jayendra.
Yeah. I have a slightly different type of question.
Sure.
I am JV Kulkarni and I am associated with one of the trust which is of our company only.
Okay.
And we are conducting the CSR activities under that trust.
Correct.
Now the thing is that when I started doing the CSR activities for the company and with the certain focus and with the certain aim and something like that. So at that time we opened some Facebook. We didn't open we didn't make the website or something like that. We just opened the Facebook and on that Facebook we posted some of the photos that yes, we are doing this and we are doing that or whatever it is. Okay. And there were just photographs and some small sentences, some 4 or 5 sentences, something like that over there. And nothing much, no more bombarding and all these things. And with the contact number and with the email. Okay, that up till that it was fair. The thing is that one, then later on, I kept on getting the emails and this thing on the calls over there asking for help. Okay, my child is like this, he has got a cancer patient or something like this, or he wants a need for this thing, or somebody wants the clothes, somebody wants this, somebody wants that, and all this thing. So that sort of bombarding started flowing on there, on the social media. So it was a headache for me. So finally I stopped that process. I closed that account. I said, okay, let me go in my way, in whatever non-digital way, whether somebody likes or not, but unnecessary, unwanted flow should not be there on my head. So that is why unfortunate, but just one of the small experience which I had it. So I said, okay, let me share that to you also. And is there a solution for that? So where I can get the selective people over there, so that we can do that.
Yeah, so the solution is the right message.
Or selective people over there. So can you just guide me in that direction?
Solution is the right message. What are the kind of services you are providing? You need to be very clear and to mention there that this is what we will help with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 things. Just for an example. Now nobody will come to you if their things is not in that 5 things. Because they know you don't entertain anything apart from those 5. So you need to be clear about the message, what you are seeking for. Who is your customer? That you have to be very clear in mind.
No, we have mentioned that we are focusing on this and these are the point which are focusing over there. But the incoming person, see, he is in need. He said, okay, maybe this person can add my name. Maybe this person can give me like that over there. So moment somebody says NGO, when this people simply jump it out. You give that. Correct. So that's a small experience would be.
That's where NGOs are there, but you need to be clear about what is that you are supporting. What your NGO is supporting.
Correct.
You have to list down those in a big bold format. बड़ा अक्षरों में लिखना चाहिए कि these are the 5 things we support. Apart from these, and you should have a rider. Apart from these things, we don't entertain any other inquiries.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Anybody? Okay, in that case, I'll request Mr. Murthy to give vote of thanks. Mr. Murthy.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Loud and clear.
You can hear Siddharth.
No, I think I converted that and I put my own name back on the screen.
Digital marketing. You have done digital marketing, right?
Well, you know, it's old wine, new bottle, if I may put it that way, because the fundamentals of marketing are really at play here, and they are being played on the digital screen.
Okay.
If I had to borrow really one line from what Mr. Sandeep had said, I am going to take the first quote here, where he mentioned that 50% of the Fortune 500 companies have gone. Now, that's a statement that really hits you so hard, you really don't know which way to look. And then when he mentioned that Pokemon is just 19 days, over 50 million users,
yeah,
I think that tells you a story by itself. And the last point actually I had in my mind to tell you, but I think I will mention that as number 2 now here, would be that really if you look at the old marketing, as Dr. Kelkar was pointing out, now the digital version of it, what really you find is that digital illuminates, it entices, and it converts a want into a need. So you go around telling your children, do you want it or do you really need it? You know, your wants can be as high as the entire world, but do you really need it? So you want to focus on that. But what digital can do, and it is doing, especially with the younger population, is that it can actually have the power to convert the want into a need. Right. So I think we probably can keep that in mind. And some of the examples that he gave, again, the second statement that he made was a very powerful one, where he used the sentence called the Uber Kodak movement. And you can really go back into the dustbin of history, you know, if you're a Kodak not willing to get up and understand what's going to happen around you. Yeah. And that is precisely what Uber did, what Tesla is doing. Essentially, I think, you know, even if you look at 2 minutes at a drone has gone beyond categories and purposes. It has become multidimensional. And the minute you use the word multidimensional, you can see the end-to-end usage of that new technology, right from the food industry to the defense industry and probably beyond. So I think these are factors we'll probably keep, we need to keep in mind. Again, two beautiful examples that you illustrated, and these are also my favorite companies. Fevicol, which you mentioned. Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And of course, Amul. Along with these, quickly, I think I would also peel off a couple of names. If you look at SpiceJet, if you look at Vistara, if you look at Emirate Airlines, right? These are the ones which have been so quick on the uptake as far as, you know, optimizing the digital world is concerned. And even if you look at a couple of other examples, and this is going to be interesting in the sense that if you look at political parties are so clever that they really understand the customer at the local, suburban, right down to the suburb where you are staying. They have that information and they use that information. Mindset is a totally different subject altogether. I don't even want to get into that because none of us are too happy about that. But the fact that they have intelligently used the digital world to optimize their purpose, their impact is what digitization is all about. Couple of other examples, Twitter, as you so nicely mentioned. Also look at Times of India, specifically the Economic Times. Yeah. Look at Free Press Journal. It was history. Where is it now? Right on top of your mind. It's there in the digital world, right? Look at Anand Mahindra. And, you know, we'll look at the way he uses Twitter. So these are some fantastic examples. I mean, even if I had to take an example from the retail industry, and here I would look at Shoppers Stop, for example, where they were in terms of trying to optimize their online presence. They probably started off with less than 5% customer usage, much lesser than that. And today that figure has jumped to 25-30%. So I think it's a question of really being extremely humble to understand the whole exercise, to the extent that you even go to competition to understand how to run the business. And I'm quoting examples of leading American companies, and I've actually interacted with one of the CEOs of the American companies. Yeah. And when they say, I mean, that they actually go to competition sometimes. And why look at any other example? If you look every year, the top body of the IT industry or all the big players that you can think of, the Facebooks, Googles, they all meet annually and they're all competition. The fact that they meet, the fact that they integrate, the fact that they understand and accommodate each other is probably an expression of humility and also the ability to compete with each other. I think that is the beauty of the digital world, and you've brought it all together in such a fantastic way, Sandeep sir. Thanks a ton. And we look forward to engaging with you more with the Thane Management Forum. And also I would go one step beyond and say that, through this platform, we can bring a whole lot of people together, because digital is not just about one person. Right. There are a whole lot of people operating under that umbrella, and technology plays a key role there. So bringing about all these agencies together and then, allowing TMF to drive more value into it, I think will give all of us a lot of joy. Thank you so much. Jagdish bhai.
Thank you.
So it was absolutely interesting, a very fine lecture. I mean, we had a good session and very knowledgeable. And thank you very much for sparing your time.
No problem.
And thank you, Murthy, for your vote of thanks. So, well, I think we'll close this meeting now. We'll come to an end. So, thanks a lot. Wish you all good, all the best.
And enjoy the weekend. Thank you so much.
Yeah, enjoy the weekend. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.